Okay, just finished the PCV setup for the Subaru with the catch cans installed. I set up two. So real quick, the first one, which is the easy one everyone does, is the line off the front vents, off the front of the valve covers, and that's this line here that goes here to one valve cover, and here's the other valve cover, and they Y and they come here, and then they have it to my catch can and then into the intake here. That's one that I think everyone does. The second one, I don't know if I couldn't find anyone else doing this, but the PCV back here, the actual PCV unit, which I showed in my other video, which is this here, is the old one I have, is this goes to the crankcase, that goes to the intake pre-turbo, and that goes to the intake manifold. And so what I did was, this part from the actual crankcase is right here, this line here, back here, and I have it straight from the crankcase all the way to here, to a catch can, and then back to the actual OEM, to the OEM split I just showed you. So, and then on the other side it goes to the intake, and here goes to, right there goes to the intake. Well, the intake pre-turbo and then the intake manifold with the check valve. This has a check valve in it. This has a check valve right here. I realized after the fact, I actually have an extra check valve. I could have just ran this line. I could have wired it or teed it to a check valve to the intake manifold, and then straight to the intake pre-turbo. But instead, I used the unit because I already bought it. So yeah, two catch cans. I kind of like this setup. I mean, I could have teed it and done one catch can, but since it's kind of separate to begin with, I thought this was better. The only thing that's pain in the neck is all the hose clamps are pretty ugly. I'll fix those, but all the barbed ends, all the you know, the inlets, all different sizes, every single one. So this one was like a half. I have a half into this, a 5/8. These are different sizes. This is like a 3/4. This is a 3/4. This is a slightly smaller 3/4. This was like a half, but then the actual into the intake is larger, and then the two into the intake manifold are different sizes. Every one is different size, just slightly, like a millimeter difference. I'm using American half and 5/8 because that's the hoses I have, but since it's Japanese, it's metric. But every single one was a different size. So I tried to make do, and it actually kind of worked out, but it was just a pain in the neck. Like, yeah, see, this is actually a slightly larger than this. This is slightly smaller than the one in the crankcase. These were about the same, except a little larger on the intake manifold. But anyway, so that's that. So two catch cans, one for the front, one for the valve covers, one for the crankcase.